All right. Good evening, everyone. All right. I'll be back in about 15 minutes. I was just setting everything up, but I'll be on in a few. Let me take a look at what gold is doing right now. Gold just as choppy as NQ. All right. I'll be right on in a few. All right. What's up, everybody? I'm gonna try a. I'm gonna lock in some profits, so I'm switching to micros on purpose to lock in some green. I'm gonna see if we can bump out of this low. Gold has been chopping all day, so I'm looking for no continuation to the downside and potentially build a bigger position with a long. So I'm starting with one micro down here. Obviously, I'm wearing the green, so I'm also protecting profits. This has been an ugly chop. I traded gold earlier with some micros. I'm sorry, with some minis. Um, but it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. I got caught up in this little mess here. Ended up in the green, adding here at the top. I shorted here and ended up adding and finally walked out with some green. But I'm going to see if we can continue the chop. In other words, push right back up without going below these levels, this 420 area. So I got a micro in. I'm going to watch this area and slowly add. Let's take a look at NQ. NQ also played it early. I got a nice little short on NQ, and then I played the bounce. So I think NQ gave me more profit than gold tonight. But there's something about 7 to around 8 p.m. Eastern seems to be when NQ and gold move. So I'm considering moving the stream earlier. I got two options: move it earlier or just start a lot earlier. So we'll see. But it seems that for the last couple of weeks, this time frame between 5 p.m. my time, in other words, 7 p.m. Eastern, and 9 p.m. Eastern, seems to move a lot more than later at night, or at least this time frame before the London Open. All right, so let's watch NQ. What are you doing? NQ is chopping as well. Up, down, up, down. Seems to be playing this range here. Brilliant Jesse, what's up, brother? How's trading going for you? All right, so we're in the middle of the range on NQ. I'll leave NQ alone. Gold, I am trying to see if we can get some continuation or not have continuation to the downside and continue the chop. So let's see if there is a further push down. I'm warming up the long with 1 micro. Potentially looking at this whole area that's been chopping all day. And going back to this morning. So we're about to hit some of these lows, but really gold hasn't done much all day other than chop in this area. Let's see if they're finally going to push down and I'll get out of that micro, or slowly build along right back up to that 47 area, which is what gold seems to be doing right now. So 1 micro in so far, and I'll see if I can build it, or if they flush, then I'm out for a minor little paper cut there. Brandon cruising. Brandon's waiting for gold to push up. I'm wanting it to push up, and I'm going to start participating on that push up. Let's see if we can get it. I think gold has been chopping all day in this area. We're hitting some of these lows, so if we push a little further down, I don't mind adding. Otherwise, they may flush finally this level, and then I'll get out with a paper cut. But I'm thinking this is just range bound, and they'll continue to play this. Let's see if we can get another leg up on Goldilocks. All right, NQ. NQ's in the middle of the range, right? NQ's right in the middle of that overnight range. So I'm hands off on NQ. I already took a nice little short at the top of that range over there, and then doubled in with a bounce play. So NQ, I'm good so far. Good evening to everyone. Happy, what is it today? Tuesday, Wednesday? I know it's not. Ooh, it's Wednesday already. Time flies. Time flies. It's already the end of the week. So we'll see what NQ does. It is a lot slower. I'm watching Goldilocks on that bounce down there. Potentially continuing to play the range that we talked about a little earlier. Let me look at it. Here we go. So this is the range gold has been playing since that flush this morning. Tried to push up, back down, push up, consolidation, pushed up, down, push up, down. And now let's see what's going to happen. So I'm willing to participate on the long, playing the range, right back up. See if it plays out. Pushall Learning, what's up, brother? However, they may want to flush. We have a pivot point all the way down at 42.27. I should add the pivot points for gold as well. Let me add some pivot points. So 42.27. Actually 42.14. Alexa, stop. right. All right, there we go. We got some pivot points now on gold as well. So I just hopped on a long down here with some on the micro side on Goldilocks again, trying to play the range and looking for another push up. I'm aware that they can finally flush this area, and I'll be out with a small paper cut. But I'm watching that since it's moving pretty slow right now. Zach, what's up? Spaces 1111, what's going on? Good evening to everybody. NQ is in the middle of the range, so I'm going to leave that one alone. I already got my short at the top, and I longed right here at the bottom, so I'm good. NQ, middle of the range, I'm going to leave it alone for now, and it's tight. So all eyes on gold for now. Gold taking another push down. So they might test these lows. This was the low of day from this morning, 42.26. If they flush that, then I'll probably get out for a little paper cut. Or just leave it there. I mean, gold has been chopping 30, 40 points up, 30, 40 points down, 30, 40 points up, 30, 40 points down. All right, NQ. NQ is just in the middle of a range, so I'm leaving that alone. Nice and slow over here. So it's a slow market. Hoping that we get something. All right, Goldilocks starting to push down. Gold is testing some of those lows from this morning. See if they finally flush back down or they hold it. I'm hoping they hold it. Tony Lanes, welcome to the stream. Good to see you, bud. NQ not doing much right now, so I'm watching gold. Gold is at the bottom of that range, testing some of the lows from this morning. Let's see if they continue to flush down or they play that range and right back up. Take a look at gold. Gold has been playing that range all day since the initial flush from this morning. Peach Trade Peter, good evening. Appreciate you, man. I know it's a little late. And I thought about that today. I think I'm going to have to do the stream a little earlier. I'm finding myself trading mainly between 7 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern. Some juicy movements. So I may move the stream a lot earlier. We'll see. Either move it or just start way earlier and go for a 3 or 4 hour stream. We'll see. We'll see. But Peach Trade Peter, appreciate you tuning in, man. All right, gold looking like it wants to continue to test these lows. Are they going to flush it tonight? Huh? That's the magic question. Are they going to flush? They're trying to push up. See if they can get it. All right, NQ, what are you doing? NQ still in the... Oof, NQ is doing nothing. Just a really tight consolidation right there. So I'm leaving NQ alone. Devin managed to land a short 2 ticks from the high on NQ, and now I'm just riding it. Hope it doesn't back up. Yeah, I took a short. I played this range, so I took a short up here, got it all the way down, then longed. But now we're in the middle, so I'm either going to wait for a pullback or retest of these highs and see what NQ does up there. So far, NQ has been range bound. For most of the overnight session, we pushed up to that 660 area, came back down to 624, went back up to 660, back down to 620, and pretty much that's the pattern so far. Gold, on the other hand, gold is similar chop, but gold looking like it wants to push out of that low, which is what I'm banking on here. Below, but gold also playing a range 230 to 247. It flushed it, brought it back up, consolidation, pushed it up, back down, pushed it up, back down, and see if this is a bear flag for continuation to the downside or just range bound and now right back up. All right, gold looking like it wants to come back up. Let's see if we can set that up and just play that range for gold. See if we can get another push right back up on Goldilocks since it's range bound. Brandon, what's up? All right, NQ is in the middle of the range, so I'm not touching it. I do have an entry now on gold. Open for gold to push up, but who knows? Maybe they'll break the range to the downside. This is gold's range right now. I got a longy long somewhere down here. Where's my long? I'm going to continue to watch it and add to it. There's my long on Goldilocks. But we haven't tested the lows. The lows for today from the morning session from New York was down at 26. We came down as low as 27. And this flush was 29. So maybe they'll push right back up. Standard gold fashion for the last couple of days. Chopping. Just mainly range-bound trading. Beryllium Jesse heading out to a birthday dinner with the fam. All right, bro. Have a good one. Doesn't look like you're going to be missing much with this price action. Shark Treads. Oh, good to see you, brother. Happy Kids. What up? Shark Trends, good to see you, man. Who else is here? I think Happy Kids and Beryllium Jesse out for dinner. All right. All right, so NQ, I'm leaving it alone. I'm assuming we're going to just push right back up to the top of that range. It's been range bound all night. No reason to think otherwise until the range is broken. Goldilocks, did you finally push up? Goldilocks is trying to push up. And that's what I'm banking on here, on a move right back up to its range. Similar to NQ, gold is also in a chop fest range. So I'm long in this bottom and seeing if we can get a move all the way back up to the 40s. Let's see. Coop, what's going on? Ruben Suniga, do you use any stock scanner? I do not. I trade mainly futures. So no stock scanners for me. All right, gold is pushing out. Let's see if we get that move right back up to the 40s, which is what I'm banking on here. There we go. That's gold's range. Let's see if they can continue to push up, or are they finally going to flush that level from this morning, that 25? Gold has been in range all day. I mean, literally all day. This was the flush down from this morning on the news, right? The Microsoft news or PMI. And then range bound, pretty much tight consolidation all day. So let's see if they break down or continue in the range. Not much going on with Goldilocks. NQ also range bound. We came down, tested 25. I already longed that area, so I didn't want to push my luck on NQ, but that is the range. I did short the top here and then got out, long the bottom here, got out. Could have gotten some more on that, but I'll leave it like that for now. All right, NQ. Let's stay on NQ for a little bit. See what happens. Yusuf, what's up, man? How's everyone's trading today? Today's last couple of days have been tricky, man. Tricky trading. I was caught in the same trap 2 days in a row during New York session. pretty frustrating. I walked out in the green I've been walking out in the green each day, but tricky trading. I got caught in the same damn trap 2 days in a row. Trying to something like this range, I was trying to short the break to the bottom and literally got pushed up like 40-50 points each time. So I think I've learned my lesson. I don't want to short a breakout to the bottom. Let's see who else is here. Christopher Zazek, Bernardo Strali bought 5 Lucid accounts with JCDT. All right, brother, let's go. And I do appreciate everybody, by the way, for those of you that use code JCDT. Lucid just provided some more accounts, so did Apex. So I think either this week or next week we'll do some giveaways again. So thank you for all of you guys that use code JCDT. JT1111, what's going on, brother? All right, here goes NQ wicked again, range bound. I'm not playing any big moves on NQ until they break this range. I already shorted this one, long that one. I'm leaving NQ alone for a little bit. How's Goldilocks? Is Goldilocks pushing out or just slow? Let's take a look at my Goldilocks trade. I am in a long at this bottom, or potential bottom. I'm hoping to come back up to that 40 area. Playing as well gold's range for the entire day. I mean, if you look at gold, the entire day. After that flush from Microsoft News, was it Microsoft? Yeah. And we had PMI this morning. After that initial push down, it's been range the entire day. So let's see if we get another move up or Goldilocks finally breaking below 42.25. We'll see. But I'm going to stay on NQ for a little bit. Brandon cruising, kind of slow. Yeah, man. I may not hang out too late today. This is slow as hell. It's December. It looks like December is going to be like this. New York has been choppy as hell for the last 2 weeks, so I think December is going to be a chop fest. Obviously, a lot of people on vacation, a lot of people traveling, so less volume. So your swings on liquidity are going to be wider. And that's what we've been seeing day after day lately with NQ, especially during New York. Those swings are insane. Yusuf, I have a question. Do Apex and other prop firms notice if you're trading using a VPN? Yes, sir. So when you trade from your computer or your phone, you have an IP assigned to that computer or your phone or your home internet, right? Yeah. If you're at home, you have most likely some type of IP that is static. In other words, it doesn't really change. When you're on your phone, depending on you're traveling, you could have a dynamic IP that changes as you travel. But in general, those IPs, especially your home address, is what identifies you as a trader with prop firms. Prop firms can also identify mobile. So if I, for instance, I'm trying to put a trade on from my phone through Verizon, those IPs are flagged as Verizon. When you use a VPN, your IP address changes, right? So under your account, you're going to show that you trade behind a home address, possibly a mobile phone or a phone IP address as well, plus a VPN. The problem with VPNs, though, is let's say I decide to trade behind a VPN for whatever reason, and my IP address is 123.456.789, just for the example. And let's say somebody else decides to use that same VPN company from the same country and city. Well, that person is going to have the same IP address as you, 123.456.789. That's why some of these prop firms that I'm not going to mention names deny payouts with the excuse of a VPN usage. And they say it's group trading. That's the latest term. Well, your payout is denied because you're group trading, meaning a lot of people they noticed a lot of people behind the same IP. And that happens, unfortunately, with VPNs. Because if multiple people are using the same VPN company behind the same city, you might have the same IP address. So hopefully that answers your question. That was the long answer. The short answer is yes. Prop firms can tell that you're using a VPN because it'll be different from your home address, from your home computer's IP address. RM Trades, what's up, brother? Gold struggling to bounce. Looks like it wants to test some of those lows from earlier today. NQ wicked the top and right back down. So NQ, again, pretty much range bound. I'm going to wait for something to happen out of this range. Break to the upside or break to the downside. But I'm not touching it. Goldilocks is coming down, though. Let's take a look at Goldilocks. Goldilocks is coming to test some of these lows from this morning, right? What was that low? 42.26. There it is. They're tapping it right now. Ooh. Goldilocks flushing. Goldilocks flushing. You got a pivot point at 215. Let's see if they do a pivot point to pivot point play. Ruben Suniga, are you a full-time day trader? Depends what you mean by full-time day trader. If I trade all day, no. Is the big part of my income now from prop firm trading? Yes. But I try to limit my trade. Ooh, they're going for that pivot point. I try to limit my trading to, what's it called? 1 or 2 hours in the morning and a couple hours at night. I was watching the what's it called? That was a 20-point 1 minute candle for you right there. 20 points. They flushed it. Let's see if they continue on down or typical gold fashion right back up. Yeah, gold is flushing. You got a pivot point right here. Let's see if that's all it wanted. Flush these longs out, playing the range, and then right back up. You got a lot of people playing the range here with some longs in the 30 area, so they flushed everybody out. Let's see if they'll continue down or that's all it was. Stop hunt, run, and right back up. Ruben, I'm putting my 2 weeks in at the end of the year and going full-time trader. Nice, man. The only thing I would say to that is I'm sure you've done the math. Just make sure that you've proven to yourself with your trading that you can sustain the income from your 9 to 5. I don't think I'll ever be a full-time day trader or a full-time trader. I do like the income that comes from trading. But if I can limit that to maybe an hour or two a day in the morning and a couple hours at night and have a job or a day job plus other revenue streams, I'm okay with that. So I don't think my plan would be to focus completely on day trading. We'll see. I do like the idea of a couple hours, make your money, get out, and have additional revenue streams. King Caesar, you would not do it full time? Yeah, no. Multiple streams. For me, although the income from prop firm trading is pretty high now, I still wouldn't rely on it as a full-time day trader. Could change down the road, but I really like the idea of multiple revenue streams, other things that I do, including a job. And prop firm trading adds to that. Gleb. Gleb has a good question. What makes you quit? Very profitable? Yeah, I wouldn't quit. In other words, listen, everybody's journey is different. I would not quit your day job for day trading. I would add income from day trading to your job. Now, if you're at a point where you're making a ton of money trading and it's doubling or tripling what you make at work, where work is holding you back, hey, I can see that. Everyone's journey is different. Thumper, you haven't used the VPN, but you have used the VPS for running trading bots. It will keep running in the background if your internet goes out or the platform crashes. Ooh, Thumper, you got to talk to us about trading bots, whether it's behind a VPS or just on your local computer. It's interesting. Feel free to share your story with trading bots. All right, so we're watching gold. Gold was in this range for most of the day, and you finally broke out. So there could be continuation to this. I think we're gonna know right here at the 9 and the 20 if this bounce rejects the 9 and can't get it back above these moving averages, then we got some more downside to this. You were consolidating in this range all day, so this could be a big move to the downside if there's continuation. And we'll know pretty soon if they can get above these moving averages. Otherwise, that was what? 30 down to 16. That was a 20-point 1 minute candle on gold. Let's see what happens. Ruben Zuniga, yes, I'm ready. 20K to 25K a week, 3 years of paper trading. All right, brother, good stuff. $25K a week is solid income. So congrats on that journey, man. All right, so Goldilocks struggling to get back above these moving averages. Let's see if they can get back into this range or potential continuation to the downside. NQ, let me take a look at NQ. And Ruben, that's some pretty impressive numbers, bro. But what I would say is, well, I don't know how much time you spend day trading, making that 20, 25K a week. If you can add another revenue stream on top of that, I strongly believe in multiple revenue streams. I think that's what a lot of successful people talk about is multiple revenue streams. If you're successful with day trading, look for something else. Maybe you got a passion for something else, whatever that is, and monetize that or make a revenue stream out of that. That's why for me, I don't think I'll make day trading exclusive or a full-time day trader. I'll give it a couple hours. And listen, it is profitable for me right now in terms of payouts and all that good stuff, but I want more. So multiple revenue streams for me is the angle. All right, NQ continues to be in this little middle of the range. We kind of pushed up, right back down. Gold looks like it flushed everybody out and pushing right back up. Let's see what happens at the 20 SMA and potentially gold coming back into this range now. We'll see. Ruben Sunya. Okay, there you go. That's what I like to hear. You got 4 income streams. There you go. Multiple revenue streams. That's the game, guys. Day trading just happens to be, what is it? One of the hardest easy money you'll ever make. And if you can limit that to a couple hours a day and continue to make money on something else, hey, that's what I'm talking about. All right, NQ a little slow. Gold is looking like it wants to flush or continue coming down. Giving a little bounce in that for now. Let's see what it's going to do. Either way, Ruben, that's impressive numbers. That's solid income right there, brother. All right, nasty Nasdaq playing this ugly range, and Goldilocks trying to bounce, but I don't know. I think it wants further downside now. That was a 20.1 minute candle on gold. That's hard to recover from. So there might be more downside to Goldilocks. Holu Sabala, what's up, man? Hey, brother. No, I was off last week. Did spend some time with the fam all week for Thanksgiving week, but I've been back this week. Actually, I wasn't on last night, so I was on Monday, but I'll be back. I'm back for the month of December, for sure. Good to see you again. Skeletor, I've been trading for the past few years, making small profits, but I'm not ready to do this full time yet. I'm going to give it a few more years from now and see what happens. Same, man. What I do know, listen, I've been trading in futures since 2023. 2024 was my first full year. 2025 was my second, or is going to be my second full year. What I've learned is you can make some really good income in just a couple of hours. And that's what I want to do, continue to do, is limit my trading to an hour or two during the New York Open. Now that I'm trading Asia, limit it to another hour or two. That gives me the rest of the day to focus on a business, focus on, my job, and build other revenue streams. Because you can make this the hardest easy money to make in a few hours, there's no reason that I would want to limit myself in terms of income for the rest of the day. I can dedicate myself to other things and continue to build on that. Gleb shorted 1 NQ on brand new account, planning on holding it overnight. Yeah, I might have to hold my Goldilocks long overnight to see if they bounce this right back up to the 40s area. Unless they decide to go downtown. All right, who else? 6 months basic chart reading, 1.5 years of technical analysis, and 3 years of paper trading before risking my money. Nice. Blues Trays, I have a career that I still very much enjoy. Trading is a hobby that I also enjoy. Yeah, man. I think the 9 to 5 in the career, unless you're, everybody's journey is different. There's no reason to let go of that income. Add to it. You can double your income on day trading for a couple hours in the morning or at night. And double your corporate job. That's real income right there. I want it all. Goldilocks struggling to bounce. Goldilocks wants more downside. Ruben, you have a stock scanner you pay for and go for a small caps. Okay. Devin, you got like 80,000 hours of chart time and trading, still not rich. Don't we all? Don't we all? Don't we all spend a lot of time in this hobby? Still not cracking the millions. But I am grateful. I mean, listen, payouts, the prop firm income definitely has changed for me in the last 2 years. Coach Fred shorting 8 minis. Let's see. Eval. Are you shorting gold or are you shorting NQ? NQ from 42.5. All right. Yep. Looks like NQ is coming down. Playing that range. I've played it a couple times. That's why I'm staying away from that range until it breaks. I already took a short up here, and then I longed here, covered there. NQ's moving. Just play the range for now until it breaks. Devin, you think you made like 8K this year in prop payouts, hoping next year is the one? Yeah, the funny thing in my journey, last year I killed it. I made over 200K net after fees and all that. But I had Apex 20 PAs. I had Fast Track Trading 20 accounts, and Fast Track Trading had some pretty easy rules before they went belly up. This year, I have not beaten my number from last year. I'm actually only at 60%. But there's a lot of reasons for that. A lot of things changed for me. I changed. I haven't gotten myself back up to 20 PAs. I switched to 150Ks. Last year, I mainly traded the 50Ks and got more payouts, burned a lot more accounts, and got a lot more payouts. This year, I switched to 150Ks. I've gotten less payouts and burned less accounts. So we'll see. 2026, I think for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to try to figure out what am I going to do for 2026. Am I going to go back to 50Ks and maybe play that burn and churn game again, which again paid a lot more? This year was a struggle. Like I said, I did not beat last year's number in terms of payouts from props. I'm only at 60% from what I got paid last year. which is, again, it's still good income, but got ways to go. Trading was a lot more fun in September and October. Just go long. Running with the bulls. Trading was a lot more fun last year. I feel like last year NQ, because I've been doing a lot of soul searching. I'm trying to figure out, why was this year less in payouts? And there's a lot of reasons for that. But there's also another reason, which is the market. The market last year, I feel NQ just gave more of those like V recoveries, 100 points up, 100 points down. It was throughout the year. It's not just like little spread. Like right now, NQ's been doing that for the last 2 weeks. But I feel last year there was just more volatility where if you caught a bad trade, all you had to do was really reverse 2-3 contracts and you're recovered. Whether that's trading or not, that's a different story. So I think there's a lot to do also with the market movements last year versus this year. This year, I think it brought us all to, find a true trading strategy. Trading every day for almost 2 years, just recently turned profitable 50K last month. Glad, let's go. That's a huge number, man. And that's the other thing. You can spend a lot of time, burning accounts, burning prop firm accounts, and then all of a sudden you get the big payout and it makes it up for everything. So I do believe that one payout can switch or change the direction in your journey pretty quickly. Blue trades, I switched to ES and I'm more profitable. It's funny, I have not switched or I have not traded ES. Thumper, 500K over at Prop Shop. I do it if you do it. Yeah, I still haven't pulled the trigger. Oh, I thought you said you've gotten a 500K in payouts at Prop Shop. I've looked at that account. I may pull the trigger on a couple of on the 500K over at Prop Shop. I will increase my straight to funded for 2026. I'm going to let December go. This price action in December, I'm not too crazy about it. Especially New York session has been pretty brutal the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to take my time and just wait for January. But I do plan on loading up straight to funded. I want to have at least 10 straight to funded between Prop Shop, Tradeify, Lucid, and build. Listen, 2025, like I said, was less payouts for me. But 2026, I want to go all out. I want 2026 to be the breakout year for me. 2024, for whatever reason, I made a ton of money. Don't ask me how or why. 2025 was a rude awakening. That strategy doesn't work this year, buddy. Figure it out. And it wasn't working for a good part of the year. It was just up and down, up and down, up and down. Whereas last year, I just felt like it was just easy. It was, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Anyways. Am I still connected? It looks like I got stuck here. Okay, I am. Team Massive, do you think MNQ would break under 600 tonight? Well, this is the range we're looking on NQ, right? You're looking at 620 to 660. It's going to break in one way or the other. It's tested the top, came back down. Tasted the top again, came back down. Tested the top. We got a little nasty wick. This time we didn't touch the top. We'll know about down here. Sparta looking for GC under 4,200. Let's see what is I know gold just broke its range, right? Well, I should know because I'm trying to long it. Here we go. So gold was also in this range from this morning, right? We had the Microsoft news, PMI, and we flushed down to this 25 level. And then from there, it was chopped up to 46, back down to 25, consolidation, back up to 45, back down to 27. Finally, a 20.1 minute candle right there for the flush out of that range. But they didn't continue. They are struggling here at the moving averages. Let's see if they get back into range or slowly come back down for sub 200 on Goldilocks. Oh, Coach Fred got that nice short. Look at that. Playing the range there. Nicely done. King Caesar loved 2025 also. Yeah, something about 2026. Just the price action wasn't the same. So I think it brought out different strategies, or you know, at least for me, I had to adjust big time in 2025. Sparta, anyone using the new Tradeify accounts? I have not. I'm not buying any accounts probably this year on top of what I already have. I think I'm just going to wait for January. I should have bought some for, what's it called? Black Friday. But I'm going to hold until January. I don't think this December price action is going to be worth risking some expensive accounts, but I am going to be adding some more expensive straight to funded. The 500K prop account. Yeah, I've heard about that. I think it was Peter Chan that told me about that 500K prop account. Let's take a look at prop shop. Wait, it's 250K now? Hold on, let's take a look at the website. All right, let's take a look. Prop shop. So Warrior, they got up to 250K, 100K with end of day drawdown. The instant or straight to funded accounts, which are instant gladiators, 250K. So it's a 250K. This is the one. This is the one that I'm definitely gonna have to pull the trigger next year. Yep. All right, NQ playing the range there. Full move right back down. DS, why? Good question. Why do you prefer the straight, even though it's the more expensive path? I've learned that I do like straight to funded more than the eval stage. Here's the reason why. I've gotten to payouts, and I think once you get to payouts, you get impatient when it comes to evals. You want to get to the sim funded stage, whether it's a straight to funded or passing an eval to sim funded quickly. So for me, it's brought the gambling behavior, trying to pass that eval quickly to get back into a sim funded account. To the point where it's almost like you treat the eval as, okay, I blew it, but I'm just trying to pass to get the sim funded. The problem with that is then when I would have a sim funded or a straight to funded, I would still trade or bring that gambling behavior or bad trading habits to the sim funded stage. So I was like, you know what? From now on, if I'm going to trade an eval, I'm going to trade it just like I would a straight to funded or a sim to funded, only because I don't want to pick up bad trading habits. Straight to funded, for me at least, you get in and right from day one, you're trading. Do you want to gamble it or do you want to trade it? For me, it keeps me out of trouble. Straight to funded is more expensive. I got more, what's the phrase? You got to have more skin in the game. There's more skin in the game. You're going to treat that very differently. You're going to trade it very differently. For me, it works because I treat it like a baby. The way I trade it straight to funded compared to eval or even a sim funded, oh my God, I trade like a baby on those, but it's very tight. And I've learned that, listen, evals for me, if I'm going to buy an eval, trade it like you trade a regular, a straight to funded or a sim funded account. Otherwise, you're going to create this nasty gambling behavior that you're going to bring over once you start trading a sim funded or a straight to funded account. For me, it keeps me out of trouble. For me, everyone's journey is different. Does it come with cons? Yeah, straight to funded are more expensive. You got a lower consistency rule, right? Most evals are either 30, 50% or no consistency rule. Most, if not all, straight to fundeds are 20% consistency rule. You have less drawdown. You have a daily loss limit with most prop firms. So for me, like I said, it keeps it tight. I like straight to funded for that reason. RM trades, target hit. Running with the bulls, I think if you can consistently hit payouts, you can go to straight to funded. If you struggle with evals, there's a reason they are not ready. Yeah, exactly. Again, everyone's journey is different. If you've gotten to payouts and you consistently get payouts, straight to funded is a quick way to skip. I call it I cheated and got to a payout cheating. But I like it because I can trade it and get to payout without going through a week or two of trading evals. Chris Noof, just like the Tradeify Cup competition, I blew an eval during the competition by not separating the two trading styles. Yeah, I'm done. Like I said, this year was the year of evals and YOLOing eval. I don't even YOLO, but I do trade them harder. Trading aggressively with evals, all you're going to do is pass it. If you can't separate that trading behavior or that trading habit when you get to the sim funded or straight to funded, you're going to blow it. So I've made that decision. I'm going to trade everything as if it was a sim funded or a straight to funded account. Keeps me out of trouble. Sure, it's the adrenaline and the, you're on an eval, you put 2, 3, 4 minis and you walk out with 25, 3,000 in a trade. Yeah, let me see you do that on a $400 or $500 straight to funded and risk daily loss limit 2 times in a row by playing that game. Just doesn't work. But again, everybody's trading journey is different. For me, it just keeps me out of trouble. Jacqueline, you can only make $1,800 per day for $9,000 target, correct? Keeps you tight. And you have to, with these straight to funded, what I've learned with that 20% consistency rule, you're right. You can only make $1,800 a day. If you make more, if you make more than that, you got to make your profit target just increased. But it keeps you tighter and it gets you in the mindset of 5, 7, 8, maybe even 10 days to get to a payout versus, trying to do it in 4 days and gamble it away. But like I said, to each his own, all depends on your journey. I'd like to use your promo code, but TPT will ask me to pay $130 extra for activation fee. No. You can use code JCDT on Take Profit Trader and you'll have no activation fee. In fact, right now the promotion with TPT, you get a refund on your monthly fee if you pass it within the first month. MRC Trades, how are we doing today? Good, brother. Had a struggling morning session. Walked out in the green, but it was ugly trading with that price action. And then tonight, got some green, locking it in, and trying to see if gold wants to bounce down here. Just ain't right. Only if you don't use a code, then you have to pay an activation fee and have to pay full price for an account. Honestly, I don't know. You guys would probably know more than I would. I thought the I thought the codes were all. Well, let me check. Let me check so I don't give you guys inaccurate info. My understanding is any affiliate code gives you the same promotion as their house code. I could be wrong. I don't check that often. But I do remember seeing some emails. Let's see. Take Profit Trader. Bad part about props is when you blow a 50K account, it's like getting spanked. When you pop a 5K cash account, it's like getting kicked in the balls. That's a good analogy right there, Coop. Oh, you're talking about Topstep. Yeah. Okay, Topstep is a different story. I don't think Topstep has affiliate codes. Take Profit Trader, though, doesn't matter whose code you use, you get the same promo. Tony Lanes, yeah, Topstep does, not Topstep, Take Profit Trader does take a day or two to get the activation credit. That is true. All right, looks like gold wants sub 200 tonight. Let's take a look at gold. Gold not able to bounce yet. Blues trades, it's honestly a mindset thing. If I blow an eval that I paid 35 bucks for, I tend not to care. But if I blow an S2F for 300, I'm going to care. Exactly. And I think the cheaper the eval, the more gambling behavior it brings out of us. That's why I've said no more. I don't mind buying some evals, and I have some evals that I throw into copy trader, but I'm not trading those any differently because for me, at least, I'm bringing that same gambling or bad trading habits into trading a straight to funded or a sim funded account. Just ain't right. I'm so upset with myself trying to short during New York and blew my TPT eval close to passing. Hey, we've all been there, brother. I've blown accounts. $5 from passing, $300 from passing. I've blown accounts after a payout, close to a payout. Sucks. It sucks. So I know the feeling. Yenny Torres, JC, what's your edge strategy? That would be assuming I have an edge. I don't think I have an edge. I think I have a strategy that keeps me somewhat consistently getting payouts, but still has a lot of work. I still got a lot of work to do in terms of building the strategy. I think my biggest problem, I did a lot of soul searching last week. That's why I didn't stream. I traded every single day, but I decided not to stream and just see, how do I trade not streaming, and, is streaming affecting the trading? Yeah, obviously you trade a lot differently when you're alone by yourself without streaming. But the biggest problem that I've seen or that I've noticed with my trading is the risk management. I have a pretty high win rate, but a high win rate means nothing if or two trades blows the account, right? Doesn't matter if you have a high win rate. If, let's say I have an 85% win rate, if that 10 or 15% costs the entire profit on the account, then you're not profitable long term. So I've made some adjustments moving forward in terms of risk management, DCA rules, max loss per trade, max loss per day. Even though not all of my accounts have daily loss limits, I'm putting some tight rules on this. 2026 again, preparation for next year now. Chris Newman, my strategy keeps me on edge. B. Adam, I appreciate you, brother. JC, have you noticed lately Asia has been selling off and New York buys it up? Yeah, man, it's like a couple days in a row now with these sell-offs, both on gold and NQ. So for me, I've noticed that, sure, I could have a high win rate, but again, if that 10% of my losing trades kills my accounts, then you don't have a winning strategy or a profitable strategy long-term outside of prop firms. And a lot of that is, again, because the cost to lose $4 or $5 on a prop firm is only what, $70, $80, depending on the prop firm that you choose. So it gets you into this cycle. It's a vicious cycle of, I just need to pass it. I'll change my trading behavior when I get to my sim funded or my PA or whatever you want to call that account. You're not going to change. If you gambled your way into a sim funded account, trying to pass it in 3-4 days, you're going to bring the same behavior into your funded account. Now, if you can separate that, that's fine. For me, I've decided I'm not even going to entertain that. I need to rewire myself and stay away from trying to pass evals quickly, because I know for a fact I trade sim funded or straight to funded accounts very differently, very tight. That should be my overall trading. So I'm trying to bring that now into evals. Lost in space, do you still do the 2200 SMA strategy? Yeah. 20 to 200 is probably still my go-to. Today's trade this morning, 45 points with mini was classic pivot point to 200 SMA play. So yeah, 20 to 200 is still the foundation, along with support and resistance on higher time frames for me. Bernardo, I have come to realize that you have to be extremely fluid between switching positions. Do not marry any position. If you are wrong, get out and join the other side. Yes. So, 2 days in a row. Let me see if I can show. Is this NQ? No, let's go to NQ. 2 days in a row, I got trapped. Normally, my issue with evals when trading evals is, if I trade mainly 150Ks, right? So 150Ks in general, depending on the prop firm, you have 5,000 in max loss limit. Most props don't have a DLL, so I don't care about the daily loss limit. So what happens with a 150K is you have a lot of drawdown. That could be good and that could be extremely bad. In the past, with the evals, if I got to P&L of negative drawdown 2,000, something about 2K in the red brings out the demons in me. And what I would normally do is I see 2,000, I refuse to close. I'll be very upfront. I can't close it. I can't close a trade that's $2,000 in the red. You get some of you see that more often in New York. Asia is just too slow for me, but for those of you that watch the New York session, you guys have seen me taking 1,500, 2K in drawdown, whatever. The problem is it brings the demons where I'll do two things. Either add to the position to make it even worse, or the play actually, for whatever reason, works in my favor, comes back, and I walk out in the green. But I did not close that trade like I should have. In other words, 2K in drawdown, even on a 150K, that's with minis on NQ, that's pretty extreme. Something's not right with that trade. Why didn't you close it earlier? So moving forward, I'm talking about switching positions. That 2K will easily become 5K in drawdown or below the account, where all I had to do was A, close that losing trade a lot sooner, flip direction. You were wrong. Big deal. Close it. If you were short, why are you insisting on being short? You're going to cost yourself blowing that account, just insisting you're short. Switch. Close it. And if you really want to trade and you want to get emotional, then flip direction. And I've completely changed that in the last 2 weeks, taking the losing trade. I'm limiting myself to $1,300 to $1,500 per losing trade. In other words, if I'm in a trade, I'm not taking more than $1,300. Mainly because I trade minis. The next fix is, and I'm going to have to come to terms with this, is stop trading damn minis on prop firms. Get into micros. But baby steps. For now, I'm working on $1,300 max. So the switching positions, who asked about that? Bernardo, I've come to realize that you have to be extremely fluid between switching positions. Exactly. So let's see today's morning session. I only trade the morning for an hour or two, and then I trade at night, and that's it. Here we go, morning. So Morning, this is 7:30 a.m. That's my open because I'm in Arizona. It was a sloppy mess. So here I tried to short, got a little bit of green there. This was the long 45 points right to that magenta level, which is a 4-hour level, long at the pivot point right there. Number one, I should have been done right here. This right here with those two trades, already $1,000. Close it, done. You were done 7:28. You were done just a minute or two before the open. Anyways, then I remember this to the T. Open happens and we get into the rubber bands, right? This little chop zone. And I said, if we break through this, we had this huge move to the downside. Am I still showing the right screen? Yeah. We had this huge move to the downside. I was like, there's going to be continuation to the downside. Of course, they're going to come up and then they're going to flush it. This is a bear flag. We're going to flush. So I was short biased after the initial trades that I was already nicely in the green, $1,000 up. Just walk out, right? This right here was fine. These two trades. Right here, I was like, this is it. The bear flag is playing out. We're going to flush to the downside. And guess what? I got trapped shorting that break. They technically did break out. So now I'm short biased. Got trapped, classic, and this happened 2 days in a row. The same thing happened yesterday and the same recovery trade. Got trapped, hoping for the bear flag to play out. We're going to flush below this level. We're going down. I'm going for another 50, 60 points. Well, not really. You got trapped. You shorted the bottom and you got pushed up with one boner candle right here. This should have been my out, 47 to 89. That alone was what? 40 points, 1 minute, 40-point candle, trapping every idiot that tried to play the flush right here, and closed right there at the top of this range. I gave myself the top of the range. I was like, you know what? Wishful thinking. I'll play the chart, not the P&L. I was down now $1,000 closing right here. But what did I do this time? I closed it. In other words, I didn't let this P&L become $2,000-$3,000. What I did was closed here for $1,000, entered on the long on the break of that range, switched direction, right? And 2 minis out and out at the top, recovered the whole thing, and I called it a day. I think I even tried to short again. I was like, what are you doing? You're in the green. Walk out. And I did. I walked out. But that's an example of switching position or switching bias pretty quickly, which is something I've been working on. And yeah, in the morning I walked out with another $1,000 or something like that. And then I caught myself right here. I was like, dude, get the hell out. You're in the green. Stop trying to trade this. Walk out. Caught my little green there and closed everything up, and then came back for Asia. There we go. So yeah, I think if I can continue to keep my losing trades to a max, especially during the New York Open. Asia's a little different. The price action, I mean, I'd have to put like 6 minis to even get entertained with this price action. But if I can keep my losing trades to a max of 1,300 per trade, because I'm insistent on trading minis, I'll do a lot better. I've done a lot better. And switching direction. In other words, you can't lock yourself to a position or to a bias. You guys saw that I was on that bear flag. I was short bias. We're going to continue downtown. This is going another 60, 80 points down. Well, if it doesn't happen, stop locking yourself to it. Get out, take the losing trade, and flip direction or walk out, whatever it is. Gold breaking now. All right, how are we doing on Goldilocks? Ooh, Goldilocks coming back up. All right. I am in a long here somewhere. Where's my long? I am in a long with micro, but I'm targeting, this is going to be overnight. I'm targeting the top of this range again. So I'm just going to let that run on micros with Goldilocks. How are we doing here? I may add now. Did they find? Oh yeah, they're breaking out. I may add if we truly break above this area, 28, 29, 30, and we take a pullback, I'll add to that. But now they definitely pushed above the moving averages, so we'll see. I still have time to add to that position. T Massive, the bias is what I'm fighting now, debating if my stop should be 630. Coach Fred, wow, nicely done on the flip. Yeah, like I said, it's something I've been working on the last couple of weeks. I've been doing a lot of soul searching. Disappointed, like I said, that this year I'm only 60% of what I made in payouts compared to 2024. So 2024, I made what, over 200K in payouts. This year, only 60% of that. There's a lot of reasons, but a lot of that is risk management for me has been not good. Especially for those of you that watched the New York session, you've seen me blow accounts live. The excuse can't be, it's just an eval. Those days are done. I'm trading evals as if they're a sim funded or straight to funded. That way I keep that same trading behavior or trading habit on both sides. Just ain't right. Same. I took a $600 loss on that drop, and lucky I've recovered and up 200 for the day. Hey, nice. Thumper, very nicely said. There is only one side of the market, and it is not the bull or bear, but the right side. Translation: cut losers fast because winners rarely come back. I love that, man. And yeah, man, I think that is what I'm going to be working on for 2026 is extremely better risk management. Sure, I'm going to entertain a loss. There's a point where that loss just means you're absolutely wrong. What are you thinking? Why are you adding? Why are you compounding this bad trade? Clip it. The amount of money you can make by clipping it early and just flipping your bias is insane. If you look at it that way, you will clip your trades way sooner. You will clip your losing trades way sooner. When I look back, and by the way, I look at my videos, I watch every single trade. I've even caught myself apologizing to people who are chatting. I was like, ooh, I forgot to say this. Or anyways, when I watch the trades, that's what I'm looking for. And that's probably the advantage of streaming. I'll watch it afterwards. I'm looking at the trade, the entry. In hindsight, you're like, what were you doing? Like, why would you add? You're already $1,000 down. That's what, 50 points on one mini. And you're adding on the same direction, hoping for a comeback? I mean, does that even make sense? Meanwhile, you could have clipped it at 25, 30 points. And if direction really now is in the opposite direction, hop on the other direction and take the win. Why do you marry yourself to a losing trade? Easier said than done. Bernardo, everyone knows what we should do. It's too hard to do. Exactly. Listen, we can all talk about this. We can all call each other and talk about our losing trades and be like, why'd you do that? Dude, everybody knows risk management. Keep your losers small, keep your wins big. Everybody knows it. In the heat of the battle, I forgot who said that. I think it was Jesse. In the heat of the battle, that is easier said than done because the emotions come out. And that, I think, is the biggest part of risk management, something I haven't mastered, but it is my next step for 2026, becoming robotic in risk management. In other words, if it's truly 40-point stop or, whatever that area that negates the trade, clip it. Not negotiable, robotic, done. Easier said than done. In the heat of the battle, we can all talk about these things afterwards in hindsight. Oh, I should have done that. You should have done that. But in the heat of the battle, when you're in that trade, adding or DCA trying to get yourself out, easier said than done. Easier said than done. So I get it. Bernardo, the reason we say, what was I thinking? It's because now you don't have anything at stake and you start using your full. Yes, exactly. In the heat of the battle, it's emotions making decisions, not the robot or the robotic strategy that you should try to build. Fred Waller, I needed to hear this. Freddie, yes, I think Freddie is right. Emotions are good, but there is a threshold. I mean, I think we've all had those trades where our emotions kicked in, we battled it. I don't believe in YOLOing yourself out of a trade either. I try to keep it to 1 to 3 minis max, because if I do 4 or 5 trades to try to save a losing trade, ugly trading. I'll give you that. But I do agree with Preddy. Emotions are good, but there's a threshold. There are some emotions that bring out, the grit in a trade, but there are also emotions that just when you refuse, when you go on tilt and you refuse to accept you're wrong or just not reading the market, out of sync with the market, that's when you get yourself in trouble. But again, for me, I've looked at the trades. I've done some journaling. I've looked back. My biggest issue is risk management. Cut that losing trade way sooner. Give up on your buys and flip. OG Jeff, I'm refusing right now. And for me, my tilt indicator is that $2,000 in drawdown on 150Ks. Once I start seeing $2,000 in the red, the demons come out. I'm not going to close that trade. I refuse to close it. And most of the time what happens is you're going to blow the account. Sure, there's 1 to 5% of the times that you nailed it. You were 2K in the red in the trade, you DCA'd, and now you walked out with 4K in the green. That's not trading though. And that's what I'm trying to eliminate from my trading, especially with evals. Investor, what's up, brother? Goldilocks struggling to bounce, huh? Goldilocks still not about. Freddie, every time literally my ego hurts after a win streak, I lose more and overtrade and I lose even more. I'm fine with confidence. Yeah, that's the other thing. Win streaks. Be careful with win streaks. Oh man. Or after a payout. That's when I've blown most accounts. After a win streak or payout. Kushal learning, it just hurts when you get off the way and it goes to your TP, and after a couple of times your brain does not let you close. Yes. Like I said, I've for me personally, I've adjusted to having a strict dollar amount in terms that I can lose per trade, because if I see 2K, oh, hold on, guys. I got dad duties. I'll be right back. Gotta put the kids to sleep. All right, NQ, bottom of that range. Again, the range we've been talking about all night. Until it breaks that, still range bound. All right, where was I? Sim or not, the liquidity algorithm will run your ass to your auto liquidation point. Order rejected. Shane Craver, it's really okay to take profit early and see it play out like you thought you will win, and you're building confidence in your process though. Yep. It's wiring your brain with good trading habits. I agree. Freddie, I had a moment when I had an account with consistency rule and I was so good at it limiting my profit no matter losing 2 trades, winning 2 trades. I ended it. Got me consistent. Yeah. Listen, as much as we hate consistency rules, personally, I like consistency rules because it keeps you tight. The 20% consistency rule on sim funded accounts keeps you from over trading. You got to $1,800 or whatever account size you got. For me, it's 150Ks. Close it up. Walk out. Coach Fred, for a 50-point range Asian session, you can't get much better price action. Yeah, it's nice little range there, playing over and over. I played it already. I shorted this here and then long this down here. I'm walking out. Freddie, I hate it, but I get less stress when I get the TP, so I get the least days for consistency rule. Yep. All right, Gold. What is Goldilocks doing? And in the meantime, guys, if you're enjoying the content, do me a favor. It does help with the algo. Smash that like, smash that subscribe button. I do this every night, Monday through Thursday, 9:45 p.m. Eastern. And in the mornings, New York session, 9:15 a.m. Freddie, I didn't set up the house account. I'll have it tomorrow morning. How about that? Gold is asking, what are you, shorting gold or are you longing gold? Shane Craver, first time viewer, but I like the vibe. All right, man, I appreciate you. Every night, Monday through Thursday, 9:45 p.m. Eastern. Breakout long. The most delayed breakout long all night. Gold is just delayed on its breakout. And a little flushed, what was it, 20 points on that 1 minute candle. And now right there in that range. Plus in an overall descending channel. Ooh. What's the top 3 straight to funded? I personally like Tradeify, Lucid. I haven't opened up a prop shop straight to funded, but I hear good things about it. And I was using TickTick, but I'm no longer recommending TickTick. So, but I hear day traders straight to funded is good. John Bergeron, what's up? You know what? I heard about those new accounts. I haven't seen the details yet. I did see on social media everybody talking about Tradeify's new accounts. Shane Craver, any thoughts on Topstep? Hey, you're trading with one of the top prop firms, so I don't have anything negative to say. The only thing I don't like about Topstep is you're required to trade on Project X. But other than that, Topstep has been around for a while, pays on time, no major issues, and congrats on getting your Express Funded account. Shahid, are the rumors true with TickTick denying payouts? Yeah, I no longer recommend TickTick. What I would say is take a look at your Discord, search the word payout, and you'll see some comments that might raise some eyebrows. I'll leave it at that. But yes, there have been some denied payouts over at TickTick. I don't know if anybody even got to a live account on TickTick. There's a big waiting list for some time. So usually what I say is do your own diligence. Take a look at their Discord. Take a look at comments on social media and make that decision. But I no longer, I think most affiliates are no longer affiliating with TickTick. The last story on X is TickTick Trader lost Tradeivate. They had not paid their Tradeivate fees, which then leaves them with Project X. But Project X is over for all prop firms outside of Topstep next month, right? So we'll see what happens over at TickTick. Running with the Bulls. Why don't you like Topstep X? Just a personal thing. Just one of those things. I think eventually I'll trade Topstep or give them a shot. I did trade Topstep in the past when you can trade, when they had Rhythmic and Tradeivate. For now, Project X just complicates things with Tradesyncer and copy trading and all that good stuff. So for now, no. But besides that, like I said, I have nothing negative to say about Topstep. They pay on time. Great dashboard, great platform. And that's what matters. Who pays, right? Usam, good morning. Is this red and green indicator? Yes, this is called a regression channel. This is automatic through Quantower. The other ones I draw, right? These you've seen me draw throughout the night. But this red and green is an automatic regression channel through Quantower. The other little price ranges, I draw those. Viv Mahoney, yeah, I'm trying to long Goldilocks, but Goldilocks is stuck in this little range here. Until it breaks out, I'm not adding to the position. But I am looking to long Goldilocks here. However, very aware that Goldilocks might come down to sub 200. So we'll see. Kite's kick. I trail too quickly. You know, it's hard to say if we trail too quickly or if we trail too late. Sometimes green is green, brother. I've been in trades that I didn't trail and either came right back to break even, or worse, didn't even close it at break even and then took a big loss only because I didn't trail it. Chris Noof, off to sleep. All right, brother, I'll see you in the morning or tomorrow, depending on your schedule. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Thumper, 150K, just a suggestion, 700-ish daily goal, $900 loss limit. Yeah, Thumper, I'm taking baby steps. In other words, 1,300 to 1,500 max loss per trade, but I'm fully aware I need to bring that down to $600 to $800 per trade. But I'm also aware that I'm not going to do that overnight. So building the trading habit now to bring the loss per trade max to around 1,300, 1,500. And then fine tune it even more on a 150K per trade. It should be 600 to 800 bucks trading NQ. I agree. But baby steps. I can't do that overnight, man. Garley, yeah, we're watching gold, buddy. This is the gold chart right now. So we were in this range all day, right? This is gold. We flushed in the morning on that Microsoft news and PMI. And then we came into this box. And pretty much gold has been chopping all day here. We finally flushed with 1 minute 30-point candle. We pushed up, but we're in consolidation here. So either they pop out and get back into the range we've had all day, or we break to the bottom and come down to 4,200, which is the number everyone's talking about, sub 200. You got a pivot point at 214, which we barely touched here. Was that the pivot point touch? And now we're going to come right back up. I don't know. We're in a range. Till it breaks, we'll know. Freddie, yeah, I mean, listen, I want to play the long here. I'm already in a micro. I'd like to add, but I'm not going to add until we get back up here. In other words, breaking out of this consolidation area. If we break to the downside, I'll clip. That would be the third time that gold pushes to this pivot point. Benson, you caught that flush? Nice. Kite's kick. Yeah, man. Shout out to the programmer of the December algo. Dude, I don't know if you guys trade New York. NQ for the last 2 weeks, Thanksgiving and this week of December. Man, the price action. Crazy, dude. Crazy. Like I said, the last 2 days I walked out in the green, but I had to battle. I had to accept. Wrong direction, flip direction. It was ugly. Yeah, Shane Craver, that dip this morning. Like I said, I missed it. What was the? Let's take a look at the morning. Oh, this is gold. I didn't trade gold during the day. Let's take a look at NQ. Right here. Okay, here we go. So I wake up here in Arizona around 6:30 a.m. because the open is 7:30 a.m. for me. I'm 2 hours behind New York Eastern. So as I'm turning this on, pre-market it flushes, and I was like, all right, let me long. So I caught a trade here. I longed this for 45 points. I should have been done right in this box. For whatever reason, I decided to trade again. And based on this flush and this bear flag, I was short biased. And I was thinking, all right, if we flush this level, we're going downtown to the next 4-hour level, which is down at 340. So I was like, all right, this is going to be a juicy trade to the downside, to this level. Well, it did the vice versa. Instead of flushing and I entered my short literally at the bottom, it went to the top 4-hour level right here. That magenta, my magenta lines are 4-hour levels on NQ. Blue lines are pivot points. So fortunately, I did close for a loss, reversed my thinking, and added 2 longs, or 2 minis, and got out at the top, covered, came back down, and then tried to short again. I walked out into green, but that was nasty. This price action right here, look at this. Look at this barcoding. That went on for about half an hour. For the first full hour, you had this chop. You had the push up, chop, push up, chop. God bless you if you know how to trade that. Anyways, back to today. NQ breakout. NQ is just slow. Goldilocks does not want to break out. I think Goldilocks is going for sub 200, man. Yeah, Goldilocks not coming out of this box. Eddie P, what's up? Shane Craver, nice staying green. If I don't catch the big move, I stay out until it settles down. Yeah, especially lately in New York Open. That's the best thing you can do is wait for it to settle. But it's a nasty price action. All right, gold. Can we get out of this box, Goldilocks? It's been chopping here. All right, guys, in the meantime, while we watch gold and figure out what it wants to do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified when I go live. I do this every night, Monday through Thursday, 9:45 p.m. And for those of you that trade New York, I trade the New York session, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. Eddie, long 42.24. I'm long here. I'm building along with micros as we speak. So I'm hoping for a push up. I may even add minis if we break out of this. This could be a juicy play right back into the range from this morning. But we got to break out of this. This was a nasty 1 minute 30-point candle. It could go either way still. We're still chopping. It could go down sub 4,200 or get us right back into the range from this morning and potentially see 245 area again. That's what I'm targeting, 245. So we'll see. I do realize that I got to leave that for a couple hours, but that's what I'm targeting, 245 on. I'm going to add more micros as soon as we break out of this, if we break out. Spaces 11 of is short MNQ just because you're bored. Let's go back to NQ. What's NQ doing? You guys haven't noticed. I'm locking my profit, man. All right. MNQ's been playing this range, though. This this range right here. up and down. Still hasn't been able to break to the downside or to the upside. Is just chopping in that range. If this is a lower high and this overall regression channel pays out, then you got to move to the downside here on NQ, potentially finally breaking to the downside. Jacqueline, did I hear about Lucid Flex? Yeah, I did. I only do the Lucid Directs with Lucid. Eddie P, we all want to know when the London's... Oh, that's right. We forgot about the London session. I think it's time. I got to check with the crew, Jesse, and see when everyone's down to do London. I want to do it. Gold up again. All right, let's see. Come on, Goldilocks. I need Goldilocks to push out. I'll build. I'll add. All right, here we go. John Bergeron's down. You know what? John, let's plan this with Jesse in the next couple of days. I got Lucid and some Apex giveaways, and we'll make it a London session with some giveaways and make it fun and have you guys on. So see if we can get that going. Let's do Saturday night. Saturday night, we trade some crypto, right? Jacqueline, to be honest with you, I do not know the rules on Lucid Flex. Unfortunately, the only accounts that I trade with Lucid are the Lucid Direct. But maybe somebody else can help in the chat if you guys know about Lucid Flex rules. Is there a buffer on Lucid Flex is the question. Yeah, John, let's get it going. I'll commit to getting some giveaways, and at least we'll make it worth our time to stay up that late. But I'm down. Space is 11:11. London is calling. Coach Fred just long GC for $1. Hey, that's the advantage of GC. $1. Put a couple minis and $300, $400, $500. All right, I'm waiting for this gold breakout here, but if it doesn't happen in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to call it a night. Eddie, the chat account, rest in peace, brother. The chat account went through some drawdown, and we'll have another what's it called? Chat account tomorrow. The chat account got up to about 15, I think it was like 15 or 16K in profit. And the consistency rule obviously got it in trouble. But even though it's up 15 or 16K, you still only have what, $4,000 or $4,500 in max loss limit. Unfortunately, that was hit, so count blown. Space is 11:11 out of your short. Oh, what happened to NQ? NQ continued to push up. Oh no, you already closed. Nice. All right, gold, make a break out of this range here. What are we gonna do, Goldilocks? Are you breaking out and coming back into the overall range you had this morning, or trapping some longs and flushing them out for sub 200 tonight? Man, Goldilocks already ran me up today. I had a short here at the top of this range. As you guys can see, I like my ranges. So we got to the top of this range. I shorted, got run up, added, got nervous, released, re-entered, and finally closed the whole thing here for profit. But Goldilocks running me up on this initial range up here. All right, Goldilocks teasing the breakout, man. I'm not convinced. I think Goldilocks might come back down for potential 200. Let's see. It's going to go one way or the other. NQ, what are we doing? NQ going to flush? I think NQ just had a lower high, right? Yeah, NQ's in a little descending pattern here. Look at that. Range, top of the range, top of the range. Didn't make the top. Now potentially lower high there. And this could be the flush that everybody's talking about for tonight. It's playing this descending channel that you see right in the middle. I shorted NQ earlier at the top of this range. Covered. Long that bottom, covered here. So I'm not playing with this range anymore. And let's take a look at Goldilocks again. Goldilocks ran me up tonight, man. I walked out in the green, but it did run me up. All right, gold not getting out of this range here. Which way will it go? Shane Craver, does gold correlate with any other assets? You know, it's a good question. I think it's John and Coop that mention watch DXY with gold in terms of relationship. In the past, gold kind of had an inverse movements with NQ, but not lately. So DXY, I guess, is what you should look at. Eddie still looking to build. Yeah, if they break out, I'm waiting for the breakout. I'll add for the long. Like I said, if I'm in a long targeting 440 on micros, but I haven't added yet. I'll add if we start getting back into the prior range we were playing. If this is just chop and potential coming back down, I'm not adding yet. DXY, there you go, John. Thank you. Running with the bulls, gold and silver match. Got it. All right, gold is too slow for me now. And NQ, what are you doing? NQ chopping in that range still. Hinting to break out to the downside. And let's take a look at my micro. Where are we? Ooh, we still got to come back up. If we break out of this, then I'll start adding to this long position. Team Massive just going to go ahead and place a 685 stop on my MNQ. Best DJ in town during New York session. Also watch gold for GLD for gold. Got it. All right, guys. I think that's it. I'm going to call it there. GC bear flag 5 minute. Let's take a look. Looking like it, right? You got this mega flush. And then you got this consolidation area where they're unable to push out. That's 1, 2, 3 attempts to bounce. So we could see the flush, but I'm not going to guess it. I'll wait until it breaks to the upside or breaks out of that. Coop, watch the volume on spot GC. Very important. XAU USD. Spaces 1111. Yeah, they've been slow lately around this time. All right, guys. I think this is slow. I think I'm just going to leave this overnight for a couple of hours and see if gold pushes up or we get that sub 200 for continuation on this bear flag here. We'll see. All right, guys, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Do me a favor if you haven't done so and you're enjoying the content, smash that like, smash that subscribe. I do this every night, Monday through Thursday, 9:45 p.m. Eastern. And for those of you that trade New York, I trade the New York session Monday through Friday, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. John Bergeron, Vincent, Running with the Bulls, Spaces 1111, Jacqueline, Coop, Jasahi, Best DJ in Town, Eddie P, Team Massive, Forex Elite, Shane Craver. Let's see who else is here. Lost in Space, Hushal Learning, Viv Mahoney, Coach Fred. I think I got everybody, at least in the last half hour. Have a good night. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. And as John Bergeron just said, let's keep the degenerate pajama trading going. I'll see you guys tomorrow if you trade Asia. Otherwise, I'll see you in the morning for New York. Appreciate everybody tuned in. Smash that like, smash that subscribe, and see ya. Thank you.